And we are live. Oh, excuse me. Good evening and welcome to Sidejag. That's right. We're just going to call it Sidejag. We don't know why we do it, but we do it and we have fun. I'm chilling in the living room, so I am home alone, Macaulay Culkin style. They left me.
Did you set up booby traps?
I got booby traps. Oh, hell yeah, I got booby traps.
I'm
There's
handling
always booby traps, man.
I have booby traps.
I got booby traps. I got cameras for booby traps. You know, this is like Goonies. Booby trap.
Exactly.
But how you been, man?
Been good. I've been busier than you think I would be for not doing as much videos, but
Well, you got that real job, man. You know, you took on big responsibility.
yeah, and it really hasn't even been that much of that. It's just like
Really?
there's something going on every single weekend. Like I can't get no time.
I can totally relate.
It's like when I work on my stuff because I'll come home, cook dinner.
Yeah.
Usually, like I'll cut the grass after work one day, so that's not a weekend thing. But there's just been something we've had to do every single weekend. So
Yeah. I mean, so as we know, we've been gone.
yeah.
So like leading up to Canada, it was like nonstop. It was like, okay, got to build this display, get this display in the crate. And then it was like, now we got to work on PowerPoints. Like the Sunday before I left, I didn't do anything except work on PowerPoints. It was like 8 hours of PowerPoints.
That sounds like my life. That sounds like my 9 to 5 life.
Oh my God. It was crazy. And then it was like, okay, so then let's do a dry run and see if the girls like the PowerPoints. And I think it was like that Sunday, that Sunday before I left, it was like 10:30 and I was finally done with everything.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want to watch like an hour of TV. Just an hour just to kind of, and then it was like Monday, Tuesday, fly out. And Canadian Air just did not disappoint. If you want to be disappointed about your airline service, by all means, fly Canadian Air. You will learn to appreciate every single American Southwest janky ass airplane service. It doesn't matter. You will be like, well, at least I'm not flying Canadian. Oh my God.
Dude, that's rough because I honestly I hate flying American Airlines. And it's the only thing I could fly out of this town. So I typically have to fly them. I don't have a choice, but
Oh, that's nice. But no, it's horrible. Like it's absolutely horrible. Um so Haley came and picked me up, and you got to be, it's international, so they want you there on time.
right.
It's like they say normally it's 2 hours, they want you there 3 hours, and it's like there's no reason for that. It's not necessary because it's not like the shit's going to be on time. But I totally understand because international travel can be weird, right? And even though it's just Canada, it's like
Same.
yeah, exactly. We're getting in the car and we start to drive. Immediately, I get a post that says your flight has been delayed. I spent 4.5 hours sitting in the airport before they started boarding.
Do you like that?
Cool.
Do you like that? This is the thing. Like I hate that's like a nightmare to me. But I know that you said you don't mind it.
So I popped out my iPad and I signed up for masterclass. So I just watched I watched almost a whole masterclass. So by the time I was done, 4.5 hours, I was ready. I had education. It was fantastic. I watched Steve Martin's masterclass on comedy.
Yeah.
And then I got on the plane and I watched Apple's 2-part series that he did on his documentary. I got through part 1 and part 2. I haven't finished part 2 yet. But so it's like I was totally up on everything there was Steve Martin, how his mind worked, how to capture the crowd. It was fabulous.
Yeah.
Here's where the funny part started though, because it's like 4.5 hour delay. Yeah, that might suck. They finally call it's time to board. So I set my watch, okay? And I looked at the time and I texted Haley as soon as and I said, okay, they just said board. Took 45 minutes from the moment they said board to when I was sitting in my seat. 45 minutes.
How long was it till takeoff? Jeez, that's dumb.
I didn't even know at that point. As soon as I sat down on the plane, I opened my iPad and I started watching something because I knew we weren't going anywhere anytime soon. And then it gets even better. Once we finally get in the air and we're taking off, it's like once they closed the door and said we're ready, it's like we sat on the runway for another 15 minutes. You know, where we didn't even move. We didn't pull away from the gate. We didn't do anything. I'm like, God, please let us just pull away from the gate. You know, in my head. So I got there. I was supposed to get there at 11 o'clock, and I got there at 1 a.m, which was actually not bad. So the funny part is like the Toronto airport is like the longest fucking airport in the world. It seems like it's almost like Atlanta, but with no shuttles.
Damn.
So you come in and then you walk. I swear to God, it's 1.5 miles before you get to the customs department, you know, in bags. And it's like the stupidest thing in the world. So they have an app so you can pre-register that you're coming into the country. And it's just great because it speeds you up. And there's supposed to be a special line that you go through. Well, 1 o'clock in the morning, there is no special line. But the also thing is, there's also nobody there. So you just walk up to it. They don't have people. They have people over in the corner, but they just have all these like robots. And you just walk up to a robot and you scan your passport. The passport pulls up all the information that you had pre-entered, and you just hit OK. And then it spits out a piece of paper like a bank receipt at an ATM. You have to keep this with you at all times. Do not lose it. Do not throw it away. Okay. So once you get this piece of paper, you walk over to the guard and you say, I have my piece of paper. And they go, now they may ask you a question. Depends. At 1 o'clock in the morning, they do not ask you a question. They just take the pen and go like this, and they hand it back to you. At this point, you still have to keep this and hold on to it with your life. Now you go downstairs and you get your bag that hopefully made it through. And then you walk up and like you're still locked into this building. And you're thinking, wow, where's the exit? And finally you walk and you find this exit way the fuck over in the middle of nowhere. And you exit into a whole nother airport. And you're like, what the fuck? Now, before you exit, though, there's a guy standing there looking for that piece of paper.
Right.
Now, it's been probably a half hour to 45 minutes since you got this piece of paper. And you've gone through a whole bunch of shit. And now you have to be like, where did I put the piece of paper? So, it's like, okay, so here's your piece of paper back. And they look at it and they make sure, and then they throw it away. And then you're free to go. And then you walk out into this other mystical airport that you didn't even know existed. And you're like, what the fuck? I don't know. And you walk right out the door into the freezing cold because it was cold as shit. Snowed. And you hop into a taxi because Ubers are dumb at 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And you go the mile to the hotel. And you get there and you're in Canada. So even though now it is 1:30 at night, no fear, no one is sleeping. The bar doesn't close until 2, so you're good. They will all still be up waiting for you.
They'll leave the lights on for you.
Oh, they will. No, they will stay up and wait. They never shut the fucking lights off. So to emphasize that point, when I went to leave, I was on like the 7 o'clock flight. So I left at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Along with all the other Rockford guys. So I had Eric Russell with me. I went upstairs. We got back. We went out. Like me, all the JVC Kenwood guys, like the coolest guy, the Canadian JVC Kenwood guys are like the fucking coolest guys in the world. They actually, all their shirts say JVC Kenwood. They don't like, they're not like separated.
Yeah.
So it was Josh from American Canada, Jeff Smith, guy from JL, guy from Morel, another guy from Stinger, Matthew Palumbo from Audio Control. So all of us, there was like 13 of us, and we all went out. We went to the CN Tower in Toronto, courtesy of JVC Kenwood. Even though we had all these other guys with us, It was like, hey, whatever, man. And we celebrated Josh's new promotion. And so we got back. It was like 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go up to the room at 12:30. And at 1:30, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go now. And then somebody was like, oh, hey, can I ask you a bunch of questions? And I was like, sure. But at 2:30, was like, I gotta go. I gotta finish packing. Maybe it was 2. Either way, I had enough room to go upstairs, finish packing, shower, and get a 1-hour nap before I woke up at 3:30. And I go downstairs. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm waiting for Eric and Jerry, the international guy. And the fucking Canadians are still partying. Like, they all walked across the street to Burger King, got Whoppers. They got a stereo down there now, and more alcohol. And they're just like, they're having a fucking rager in the lobby of this hotel at 4 a.m. And I'm like, what in the fuck?
I ain't no way. Yeah.
Like, oh my dude, like, you know, and I'm going on an hour's worth of sleep, and I'm just like, man, I want to get to the terminal. If it's just so I can get to the terminal, everything will be okay. Yeah,
drink all that.
Dude, no, at this point they were past the light stuff, and they were just drinking heavy.
Yeah.
But so got there, 4 o'clock in the morning. You'd think the airport would be kind of not busy, and it's kind of busy. So the thing that you have to remember if you ever fly through Toronto is leave early and don't be in a hurry to do anything, because the minute you're trying to be like in a hurry, you fucked up. Okay, so they have an app.
Hurry.
What's that?
Americans are always in a hurry.
Yeah. So America has an app just like the Canadians have an app. So if you're leaving Canada, there's an app that you can pre-fill out. Unlike the Canadian app that you can do 3 days in advance, the American app you have to do the moment you get to the airport, because it takes a picture of your face.
Yeah.
Okay. So I highly recommend doing it, though, because you get into the airport, you have to walk a half mile down to where Air Canada's American luggage drop-off is.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you walk in the door, it says signs, drop luggage off here, except going to US. No America. And so I'm like, I didn't remember. So I was like, hey, I forgot. And she's like, G. And I was like, thank you. That's right. So I walked all the way down there. And then, you scan your little thing. It prints off your little tag. I also, even though Air Canada is finally phone-based,
I
still print a paper ticket.
I do that when I fly a lot of times anyways. Just
it's like we never did.
Because, you can just go up to the kiosk and get it.
Yeah.
Because I have had an issue with the scanner for whatever reason.
Right.
So sometimes I'll always try to use my phone, but.
Yeah, the only time I've ever had an issue is flying international. So I always get a paper ticket when you're flying international. It's so much easier, because I don't know, they have a really good phone app, but it just sucked. My wife is Canadian. I must. Yeah. So, anyways, you drop off your bag, and the thing is the other thing too is international flights. It doesn't matter what size your luggage is, unless your luggage is like an 8x10 little cube. It's too big. Okay,
right.
It's too big. Don't even bother to bring it on. Like a duffel bag is about the size of what'll fit in their overhead bins. So just check your bag. And it's weird too because there's nobody there. So they had those checkouts at the convenience stores now where you just put the can of whatever in the middle of it and scans it and tells you how much it is and bills you. And you're like, that's what their luggage thing is. So you print the tag, you put it on the thing, and you set it, and you got to get it just right. And then you see all these green laser beams go all over your bag. And then it says, okay. And then it slides away. And you're like, all right. But it takes 4 tries before it sits just right where they want it.
Right.
And you're like, this is dumb. So now you have to walk over to TSA. And that's a giant line. Guy sees me walking over, and he goes, going to America? I go, yeah. Go this way. And I was like, okay. So I went that way, and there was nobody in line. And so I walked right up I was the second person at TSA.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. No big deal. So I walk up to TSA and I say, I'm looking at the machine, and I know the machine that they have. I do not need to take anything out of my bag.
Yeah.
But because it's Canada, I go, laptops and iPads come out? And they go, yep. And so there's no one there. I'm in no hurry, but they're in a fucking hurry, which is funny because no one in Canada is in a hurry to do anything except for the TSA guys are in a hurry. And they're pulling my thing and sliding it through. And I'm like, whoa, slow down, everyone. And I'm like, oh, shoes and jacket cone 1. I'm like, okay, make sure you put your bag up. Got it.
Yeah.
So, of course, my bag gets flagged, which I was expecting. So I'm like holding, 3 laptops, an iPad, a pair of shoes, and a jacket waiting for my bag. And, dude, there's more bags backed up in the hand check than there is coming through. I'm like, this is some dude with a laptop and an iPad got flagged. And I'm like, it's a laptop and an iPad. There's nothing hidden there, dude. I mean, like, seriously, guys? What really? Okay. So at this point, you're through TSA. It's so much fun. And now you have to go through customs. So this is where the app comes in. Over in the corner is the big sign that says, were you smart enough to use the app? Yes. Come this way. So you go and you come into a whole nother room, and all these people are standing there waiting to go through customs.
Yeah.
And you're walking around the outside like in the fast pass line at Disney, and you walk right up, and they have 2 agents as opposed to 3 agents that are working this mob. You have your own 2 agents, and there's nobody waiting. And so you just walk right through. I was like, and the funny part is they ask different questions depending on because I'm watching, because there's like 4 people in front of me. Like one person, they were like, what did you do? The other person were like, put your hand in the thing. So I'm guessing it's random shit that they're having. When I walked up, I just handed my passport, like, take a picture. And I'm like, all right, have a nice day. And then so it was like I was through. It took me maybe a half hour, 45 minutes to get through it all. It's the fastest I've ever been through. I was like, this is fucking great. Like, I'm coming at 4 a.m. from now on. Like, fuck yeah. But the terminal was the coolest terminal ever. So everything was like high top tables or low top tables. They had one row of seats across the window. There was iPads everywhere, and they had a freaking kitchen right in the middle of the terminal. So it was like going to a Chili's.
Yeah.
You would just order from the keypad, and they would bring food out to the table. I was like,
damn,
this is cool.
Yeah.
And then
something like that at whatever airport I was at last.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had something similar.
I've never seen that. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But
then they had the store where you can walk in. You just scan your card when you go in, and you walk in, take what you want, and then walk out.
Yeah. Ever fly with someone famous? We flew with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh yeah, you and Haley, right?
I flew next. So I flew next to this lady. I was watching Conan. I think I was watching Conan.
Yeah.
And she's staring at me through the whole flight. And finally, when the flight lands, she goes, "Hey, have you seen Prey, the new Predator movie?" And I go, "Yeah." So what'd you think? I said, "It was all right." She was the producer.
Really?
Yeah, well, I was so pissed. I go, why do you wait till the flight is over? Like, come on, we could have talked the whole flight. I have questions.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, it's just so funny. Like, airports are just, honestly, I think airports are the biggest joke, because like,
I hate airport.
Like when you go through customs on the ground, it's like, it's so funny. Like, so we went on the cruise last weekend. I took my mom on the Disney cruise. So it's like, got your passport? Got my passport. It's like, oh, that's you. Okay, great. I mean, we're going to the Bahamas. It's nothing. Thankfully, we didn't have to go to the Bahamas. But, it's like,
you guys just stayed on board or whatever.
Yeah. No, they didn't. This was this was a no Bahamas trip. So it just went to their Castaway Key and then a day at sea and then back home. So it was like, oh, thank God. Yeah.
And one we're going on in July, the 4th of July, is short. So it's one destination, just day at sea, Cozumel, day at sea, back.
Yeah. I like that.
Perfect.
I don't want to, like, I've been to the Bahamas once.
Yeah.
I have no desire to go there ever again.
I've heard, you're not the only person I've heard say that. Like the Bahamas, and then another group said, don't ever go to Jamaica. It's the worst.
Yeah. I don't want to experience the world for you trying to sell me something.
Yeah.
I just want to, like, I have no problem walking around, going in and out of stores, buying shit. Like, I'll do that all day long. But I don't want someone, as soon as I walk out of the store, go, "You want to run some ATVs? No. You want to go jet skiing? No. You want to buy some crack? No."
That was the best thing about when we went to Cozumel. Actually, both of them. We went to Cozumel, and we had already booked a place called I forget, Mr. Sancho's is what it's called. So we just jumped straight in a taxi, went straight there, and it's like $60 a person, and eat, drink, whatever you want. Good, you have your own waiter. So we didn't shop at all. We just went to the beach, had our own private table, had our own waiter bringing us our own food, our own drinks, whatever we wanted, and just hung out. And then we dipped. Like when it's time to go, we dipped. Stopped at a few shops on the way back for about 30 minutes, and like, yeah, we're out.
No, and it's perfect. I mean, you know, when we went, it's funny too because like when we did the Alaskan cruise, no problem, man. You just go into town, nobody bothers you, nobody says nothing. There's nobody like trying to panhandle your ass.
Like Vegas, it's like Vegas.
I mean, it's like they know what you're there to do. I don't need to get in your way. You know, like you're gonna come into my store. You're here. You're gonna buy my shitty T-shirts. You're gonna buy my crappy jewelry.
Yeah,
I know this. You know, and everyone in the town knows this.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, there's gonna be 10 ships here today, 10 ships here tomorrow, and 10 ships the day after that. Like, it's all good. Like, just we don't have to do shit. All we have to do is smile. You know? These guys, it's like, dude, it's the Bahamas, man. I mean, like, ships are coming in and out. There was 5 ships there that day. What are you working so hard for?
Yeah.
You know, like, why? Why are you like? Don't work so hard. Don't be such a weird. Like, everyone in the island just needs to sit back and go, hey, you know, if we're not so greedy and stupid about this, I think we'll be okay. No. We gotta Walmart this.
Exactly. They're gonna be out there with the cards.
Yeah. We have best. No, you don't.
Yeah.
it's impossible. You have shit.
Yeah.
No. Do you need to ride somewhere? No, you don't.
A lot of people just stay on the boat on those and enjoy the activities on the boat.
Trust me, I think we spent like an hour and a half because like there was a street that they wanted to go to look for something. And so we literally went to they have in the port. The port is really nice now. So if you don't want to leave the port in the Bahamas, it's fabulous. You don't have to do shit. Just walk in, and they don't let the crazies in there. And there's
that's how it is in Mexico. And that's where we took the taxi from. So they do have people out there selling, but they're not aggressive. They're like, hey.
No, it's very, very normal, very low key, very like,
yeah.
You know, which was fine. And then we went through the gate and it was like, oh God.
They were waiting at the gate.
They're just waiting at the gate. It was like the dogs waiting at the gate. And you're just like, oh my God, dude. Like, no.
Exactly.
This is the best your country has to offer. Like,
that was the second day of that cruise was Yucatan, which is not really a big tourist destination. So there's really not a whole lot of stuff there. So we booked another on that cruise, another excursion, and that one they pick you up, they take you to we went to the cenotes where you could swim in the crystal clear water. So we done that freezing cold. It's 110 degrees outside, and that water is stupid cold.
75.
But we got in there, you know, we did that. Then they take you, which my favorite part was they take you to some Mayan ruins. And there's like no rules in Mexico. They're like, just like
touch it.
Yeah, they're like everyone's asking, like, yeah, can we go for it if you want? Like, you signed a waiver if you get hurt though.
Yeah, on your own.
You, bro. Like,
ain't no one coming to help you.
Yeah, like so we did. I mean, we were inside of them. We climbed to the top one. That was awesome. And then you finish it all with a private beach mansion. It's not a hotel. There's like 8 rooms, and people all had them rented. But there's 8 rooms in this mansion. They have a huge buffet. They have every kind of beach lounging thing you'd want to do right on the beach, or they have their own swimming pool if you don't want to go on the beach. And I was like, yeah, this excursion was well worth like $80 a person.
It's free.
Yeah, I think I tipped them like $100.
Yeah, I think a European Viking cruise would be pretty cool too, because I've watched those commercials and it looks like it might be fun.
I'd love to go to like the ones that like go to Greece and different because it's so close.
Yeah,
I think
my biggest thing is it's like I don't want to be bothered. Like it's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. Cool. I want to get there. I want to do it. I want to come back. I want it to be over. I don't want to have to jump through any weird shit. I don't, you
Yeah.
know,
Doesn't it feel like a European cruise would be more chill though? Or do you think they're the same way at those destinations? Not if they go to the Bahamas, of course. Like the Bahamas and Mexico, when you get out of the ports, it's nonsense.
I think as long as you're doing one of the like pre-programmed things,
Mm-hmm.
like in Alaska, everything we did in Alaska was a pre-programmed thing. It's like, go here, meet them, get this, do that, and it's like done. And it's all proved, and it's all through the booking,
Yeah.
And so everything went perfect. Like there was no weird shit that went on. There was no everything just went as planned, and it was great, and I like that. So I'm thinking the European is probably the same way. You book your excursions, and those go off without a hitch. I think it's when you leave to chance
Yeah.
that shit just goes sideways. And Nassau is like one of those things that it's like, yeah, go walk around. Because what do? It's like it's an island, It's like, hey, you want to go see the ghetto? No.
Yeah, dude, it's like people are like, well, you didn't experience the real Mexico, or like, dude, I don't want to. I want to experience what it shows on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that. Just give me that little box. Like that's what I want to experience. The nice shit, not.
I want postcard shit.
Yeah, I don't want to be possibly beheaded or something.
I love being the tourist. I have no problem being the tourist.
Exactly.
I have no problem being the tourist. Like, so when we were in Canada, Josh was up when I got there, and I said, all right, I know you're going on a field trip tomorrow because, we didn't have anything to do in the morning. I said, so what's the field trip tomorrow? And he goes, oh, well, Matthew, and two of the JVC Kenwood guys, we're going to go to Niagara Falls. You want to go? I was like, yeah. What time? So Charlie, one of the JVC guys, he was like, yeah, man, you got to come. It's going to be great. And so that, I don't know if you saw the picture of like the five of us chilling at the falls. We had a blast.
So you were northeast then?
Oh, Toronto.
Yeah. I don't know I don't know where anything in Canada.
Toronto is right above Pennsylvania.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So it's like an hour and 45 minutes to the falls, and like maybe a half hour, 45, about a half hour to the CN Tower.
Oh, okay.
So those were like the two bucket list things to do for Josh. So I was like, all right, Josh, well, I'm going to hang out with you. And because I want to do those two things too.
Yes.
Because chances are good we're not coming back to Toronto next year. We're going to go someplace else.
Right.
So if we can get both these things done on this trip, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Admit it, we're Americans and not well liked abroad. I think there's yes. I think if you go on one of these excursions, I think they like you because you're sticking to the plan. You're not going outside of what it is they accept you for. Like when you go to Maui, Maui hates everybody. Like the Hawaiians hate white people in general because
it's like Paris or something.
Like, it's like, but I think they also realize like, hey, if you here are the lines that you can walk in, as long as you just stay in those lines.
Yeah.
Like go to the Eiffel Tower, fine, go see the Eiffel Tower, but that's it. Then get out. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna stay here for 5 days and I'm gonna get to meet the locals, which is fine if you're not a dick.
Yeah.
But there again, I live in Florida, so tourists are part of like life.
Yeah.
That's what keeps my taxes reasonable. So please come experience the beach. I don't live on the beach. I don't give a shit. I live in the, like when we have people come visit us, I'm like, go to Dunedin Beach. It's the best beach in the area, and no one talks about it because they all go to Clearwater or they all go to St. Pete. Screw that. You go to Dunedin Beach. It's a state park. It's actually a beach. There's no hotels. There's no
spots. The spots that are like there's nothing around it.
It's an actual beach. And if you'd like to see what it looks like, just watch The Punisher with John Travolta because they shot that on Dunedin Beach because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous. And it's like, so if you're a beach person, that's where you go. I go never because I hate the beach.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I have such a hard time like with these Disney cruises because they go to Castaway Key. It's like, ooh, it's a beach. So this was the one part of the cruise that just totally threw me off. I won't explain how I got to this predicament because ugh. But I'm the last person off the boat. Okay. And
Yeah.
I'm waiting in this line to get off the boat. 45 minutes waiting in this line to get off the boat. Everyone else has somehow magically already got off the boat, which there again, I won't get into that. And so I had that moment where I'm really annoyed because I'm in a line waiting to get off a boat to go to a beach. The last place on the earth I want to be. And I don't want to be around any of these people that are just losing their shit because they're waiting to get off of a goddamn boat to go to a beach. And I'm like, I wanted to pull my adult card and be like, you know what? Fuck all this. I'm going back up to the room and take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom was waiting for me to go do the 5K on the beach so that she could get her medal. And so I was like, I'm coming.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, you want to go into the water? No, no, not at all. I really don't.
Yeah. I always, Cassie, she wants to get out there and get it. I was like, hey, go ahead. Like, I'm going to have breakfast. I'm going to relax. And then when everyone's off and I could just walk straight through, that's when I'm going to get off.
Yeah. No,
Unless
they're all waiting for
excursion planned, and it's like, but the one for Mr. Sancho's, we paid for that already, but there was no designated time. You just get there when you get there and leave when you want to leave.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone's gone. I'll walk off with my backpack. Stroll out.
Well, and that's the thing. Like in the Alaskan cruise, like the excursions, like you meet in a designated area, and then they walk everybody off the boat. They have pre-designated areas to walk you off. So it's like you have Gen Pop, as they like to call them. Like everyone needs to get off on that side. You know, if you're an excursion, you're going to meet here, and we're going to take you off at this time through this door. You know, when you come back, you're going to come back on this time through this door, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and there again, tourists, yeah, I mean, they can be crazy, but I feel, especially with as much time as we spend at Disney and Universal and Orlando in general,
Yeah.
like it's just part of it, man. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
It only bothers me when someone is being exactly what people think they are. Oh, you're an American. This is how you're gonna act.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, you are literally the person that everyone doesn't want to mess with.
Yeah. Oh no, and I will sometimes have that fun time in Canada.
Yeah.
With the guys, I'll be like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You guys are Canadian, so who fucking cares? Yeah, they'll just be like, bro, and I'll be like, oh, let's be honest, and they'll be like, okay, fine, fair enough.
Listen, until I came up here, I thought you guys when you talked, the whole top and bottom of your mouth came apart.
Yeah, South Park style. Oh my god, yeah. You know, the problem is like, so the Canadians, at least in car audio that I get to meet up there, are some of the coolest guys. Like I love doing the Canadian show because they are so appreciative of your time. Yeah. Like it's like, man, thank you so much for coming up here. You know, we know you're busy. We're so happy that you came up here to talk to us and give, you know, it's like they're so cool about it. It's like the best show ever. It's like to me, it's like because we do Knowledge Fest and we go to Master Tech, and it's like we ramp up. So it's like Knowledge Fest, we do a little bit of work. Master Tech, we're just like,
yeah.
And then Canada, it's like there's a lot of pre-work, but there's the show, the CMA, they're like super laid back and super cool. It's like, hey man, we need you here at this time. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Just be here at this time. We'll take care of everything else. And it's like, okay.
Can't be that.
Yeah. Plug your laptop in. Okay. Thanks, man. You know, and it's like, here's your mic. You know, all right, it's fantastic. You know, it's like, but we know we're going to get a good crowd, and we know everyone's going to just be like, this was so cool. You know, like, awesome. You know, so It's just really nice. And then me interacting with them on the show floor and just walking around. Everyone is like super chill, super nice. Half of them are drunk by the time you meet them, so and they hide it really well. They're all closet alcoholics. But no, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy that show a lot. So, but all right. Now that we're caught up with crazy travel shit, we should do a cruise show.
Yeah, we
Ooh, one other thing. So the thing that made me so happy about this one is, for one, we got to ride the train. So there's a train called the Bright Line.
Yeah.
That goes from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale. So you park at the Orlando International Airport, and the train station is right at the airport, and you hop on this train and it shoots you over there. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, freaking coolest thing ever. Train was beautiful. And then 2, this is the 3rd class ship. So Disney has 3 classes of ship.
Right.
And so now I have the models of all 3 classes of ships. So my set is complete. I don't have to ever go on a cruise again. I mean, if I wanted to, I could, I suppose, if I just want to get the other 3 like actual ships.
Right.
But there's only 2 available right now, because the 6th one isn't out yet. It won't be out till next year. But I have all 3 models though. So now I have my set is complete.
Completed the set. Yeah.
Yeah. But the girls are going on another cruise in October, but they're going on a ship I haven't been on.
Ooh.
And they're like, "Should we get you a ship?" And I was like, "No, I have to go on this ship.
You have to earn it. You have to earn it.
Yeah, I have to." And they're like, "Well, we're doing a girls' weekend." And I was like, "All right, go have fun."
Hi, Felicia.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I'll just buy my own room down in the basement, and just the dark rooms that it's like super cheap. They don't have that.
Yeah. Well,
damn it.
Cassie and I are trying to plan our beach trip, so I don't know where we're gonna go. We considered Clearwater area, your area, since we've never been down that far. So
yeah, I mean the Clearwater is great. That's where all the tourists go. St. Pete is all touristy, but Dunedin is the beach. Dunedin is there again. It's a state park, so there is nothing there, And there's the causeway. So like if you want to watch the sunset, you can drive out to you drive on the causeway, you pull over on, you back in, and you watch the sunset from the beach, from a beach, not the beach. I mean, you can go in the water there if you want. People do it all the time. But it's not the prettiest part of it. You pay the $8 to get in, and then you're on the actual beach.
Yeah. If we do that, I'll definitely hit you up. We'll have to do like a Disney Sunday or something. That might be fun.
Yeah. Poutine. So I did have poutine, but not the poutine I wanted. So we had a concert one night, and they had a poutine buffet.
So you add your own toppings?
Dude, let me tell you what. This was the weirdest thing ever. So they had panko crusted French fries. They had regular French fries. They had waffle fries, and they had tater tots.
Yeah.
And then they had all the poutine toppings that you put on top of it. So you build your own poutine. It was good, but it was weird.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know what fries to get. So I just got them all, except for the panko coated ones, because those were disgusting. But it was interesting. So yeah. And then the other thing that at that same concert night party thing, I streamed it because I found like there was one little 2-foot area that I could stand on and I could get a signal. I streamed it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that party, they had hamburgers or cheese, little sliders.
Yeah.
And they were all red meat. So I was like, I'm not getting one of those. But I was with Rich from rbdfl.com. And I said, did you get a slider? He goes, hell no, man. They have mayo on them. And I go, mayo? He goes, yeah. All the burgers had mayo on them. And I go, who the hell puts mayo on a burger? And he's like, I know, right? I was like, yeah, it's disgusting. So I was like, have you ever seen The Whole 9 Yards? He's like, no. And I was like, oh, Bruce Willis does a really good, don't ever put mayo on my burger. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to kill your family's family. I'm kill everyone your family knows.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, gross. So
I feel like that with ketchup on a burger.
What's that?
I feel like that with ketchup on a burger. You can give me plain mustard. Cool with that. You can Go with
I
that.
don't want
If you put like
anything
Thousand
else.
Island dressing on any, or not Thousand Island, Miracle Whip on anything, oh no, that's a no go.
Yeah, ketchup chips. I don't like ketchup chips.
Yeah.
Ugh. No, I don't want any. I don't want anything on my burger. Like I might dip my burger in something, but
Yeah.
I don't want any mayo, ketchup, mustard, ranch, relish. Oh, you know, it's
Yeah.
like I did have a black bean burger though, because when we were at the island, they had a sign because they had burgers and the burgers looked so good, and I was like, man, I really want a burger. And they had a sign that says, we have alternative burgers, and I go, oh. I said, let me get one of the alternative burgers, the veggie burgers.
Yeah.
And I thought it was, I didn't know what it was. It was a black bean burger. And I was like, I was actually pretty good. And
Dude,
everyone was like, oh my God, you got a burger. And I go, no, I didn't get a burger.
that reminds me of, so during this 3 weeks where we haven't had a show,
Yeah.
I told Cassie for my birthday, which was the end of March,
Hmm.
I just wanted her to plan a surprise trip, wherever. And I found out about it early, but not because of them. But we went to Tunica, stayed in the casino. We was Bailey, Matt came, and then my niece and her boyfriend came. So we had a blast at the casino. Got up the next day. The guys went golfing. The girls went shopping. So I mean, we had a blast golfing, and got a little drunk. Then we went to Beale Street, did the Beale Street thing. The next following day before we left, we went to Graceland because Bailey hasn't been to Graceland since she was very small, and Matt had never been, and they're the hugest Elvis fans ever.
Yeah.
So we go there, and it's changed so much since I went. But we got to order food before we go into because the house tour is separate from everything else. So you got to get on the bus, and it's a time thing. So we're kind of in a rush to get a burger, waiting on burgers. And these people order the gluten-free buns, right? So the guy, I swore that it was our burger at first. I was like, he's giving them our burgers, right? These are the regular buns. You see that?
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't do that.
That is cool.
But anyways,
that was cool.
It turns out he did give them our burgers and try to give us the gluten-free ones. And I'm thinking like they are going to have major gastrointestinal problems.
Oh yeah, they're going to be fucked up.
Cass like, should we find them? And I was like, I don't know where they went.
Right.
Like, chances are they probably already ate those.
Yeah.
They're going to be farting or whatever. It's going to be
whatever. Oh, dude,
it's going to be
it'll wreck you.
Like whoever needs those, they need those for a reason. They're not just being hoity-toity.
No. One of my guys, one of my reps has that, and it's like he will be wrecked.
Yeah,
like he's down for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that mix up, and the dude was like kind of distraught that did it. And I'm just not saying anything. Like he asked, and I said, "Hey, yeah, those people wanted the gluten-free," and he's looking like, oh no, I gave him the regular ones.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know.
Could have just killed somebody.
I don't know what to do. I don't.
Yeah.
They're gone, bro. They're gone. Yeah, we need ours. But we had fun. You've never been to Graceland, have you?
No.
So back in the day, it was like it was still kind of like this, but dude, it's like an amusement park now.
Oh.
It is strange. Yeah, it's literally like you walk into the gates of an amusement park.
Oh, okay.
You can see his planes and do all this stuff and go to the house. I mean, if you're an Elvis fan, it's cool to see. If not, it's definitely not the place for you to be.
No, we when we drove out to see you guys on the kicker trip, that was it. It was I was like, maybe we should do that, and then the timing just didn't work out right.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe we won't. And so the little bit of Memphis that we had to drive through to get to there was just the scariest part of the trip.
It's basically in the middle of the hood.
Yeah.
Amusement park, a wonderland in the middle of the hood.
Yeah. That's that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Memphis there was nothing good about Memphis.
And I didn't get like anything good to eat there. Like none of the Memphis stuff, because by the time So we stayed in a different hotel or a different casino that I don't like to stay in, but
Right.
we're inviting people with. So I don't want to stay in a $250 a night room.
Right.
Like we'll stay in the cheaper place. Well, they didn't have the buffet like they used to have. The restaurants all closed. And so you're eating basically like they have like a little, it's not even a diner. It's like like a hospital, like a hospital thing. Like they'll cook you a burger or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Sucks.
And I ate that, and I like didn't have no good Memphis barbecue because I'd already ate before we went to Memphis. And so the food was not. We did get buffet at the Gold Strike, which I typically like, but it was lunchtime, not dinner, so we didn't get the lobster and the steak and stuff. So yeah, the food was not great, but everything else.
That was the same problem I ran into in Canada. It just seemed like every place we went was sliders.
Yeah.
Like one night we went out to their version of Dave and Buster's, and they had falafel sliders, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
because it was like I was just over,
the basic
chicken, fried chicken shit or just crap. So I was like, falafel? No shit, really? Okay, cool. So I got some falafel, which was nice, but everything else was just like pizza, French fries.
Oh yeah,
it was like I'm like, oh. So on Sunday I finally got to eat lunch. Like I had time to go eat a lunch.
Yeah,
and I was like, I found a salad. I was like, oh my God, they have salads. Thank God. Of course they have salads, stupid. But, so I sat there and I had my lunch and I ate it. I ate this salad and I was just like, oh, it's the best thing ever.
That's like, I just had this conversation with Cassie. Every time she wants to pick, it's Mexican food or chicken strips. That's the only thing she eats. And so I also like chicken strips.
Yeah, who doesn't?
But I can't eat them every single day.
Right.
And all the places you're suggesting, they don't even have grilled chicken half the time. It's just like, unless we go Chick-fil-A, you get a grilled chicken, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going for the basic, but yeah, like chicken strips.
On the last night we went to this like sushi place.
Yeah.
But it was weird. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I'm like, there's literally nothing on this menu I'm interested in. They had fried chicken sampler, which was really weird because it was actually some of the best fried chicken I've ever had.
Really?
And I don't know why they had fried chicken, but that was really all I ate was this fried chicken. And everyone's like, you don't like sushi? I'm like, I love sushi. I'm not going to eat it Sunday night before I got to fly out the next morning.
Yeah.
Like, no. I'm not getting stuck in an airport, shit my brains out because the guy didn't clean his knife. That's not happening.
Well, I'm the same way with Mexican food. Like if I'm traveling, I'm not eating Mexican food. No, I love Mexican food. It's one of my favorites, but not for traveling.
I would assume just not eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat the chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm good. Good.
It's so people don't talk about it, but like when you travel a bunch for stuff like this, like you eat, you might like have one or two times that you eat well, but most of the time you're just eating the worst stuff.
Yeah. And I try to avoid that at all costs. Like I will just pass on everything and just not eat.
Yeah.
Be like, I just drink like lots of water or tea or something.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm good. You don't know. I don't want whatever that is.
Yeah.
Although it was funny because one night at Master Tech, I was hanging out with Brad, who's the head engineer at ARC, and we're talking, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not doing anything. I'm just waiting." He goes, "Well, we got about an hour and a half before we have to do the next thing." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "It's your crinkle fries across the street," and I go, "And I think they're calling our names." So we both walked across the street, got a basket of crinkle fries. And he got a beer. I got like a water or Sprite or some shit like that. And we just sat there for an hour and a half eating crinkle fries, talking all kinds of shit. And I was like, this is probably the best meal I've had in this whole goddamn trip. And it's not that the food was bad. The food was amazing. Like we had Mexican food one night that was just off the chains. And then we had barbecue that was like freaking great. Yeah. But I can't eat all that shit on these trips because it's like I got too much stress going on, and it's like I'll have some like the grilled chicken, But I'm not eating like the beans or the cold slaw or none of that shit. You know,
Yeah,
I will eat the most.
man. Like,
What's that?
you're like one wrong
Oh
select
yeah,
dinner from being on the toilet. And it's like there's stuff you got to do. Like you cannot afford to be on the toilet.
no, and it's like,
Yeah.
So and it's funny because like normal, it's no big deal, whatever.
Right.
But traveling,
No,
I'm not eating
it's
that.
different.
Fuck that.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be
Yeah, bland food, bland food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is a
if
lesson
it's
that I had to teach to Cassie because she doesn't fly much. Like, yo, listen, there's gonna be a sit you don't want shit on the plane. It's plain and simple. Like you really don't even want to pee on the plane unless you need to stretch your legs or whatever.
yeah,
You definitely don't want to poop on the plane. Like
no, yeah. It's funny though because it's like, these guys will just be like mowing shit down and just going. I'm like, they're like, you don't want any of this? Like, nope. No, I'm good. If it's early, like if it's like early in the trip,
yeah.
if it's like Thursday, I'm there till Sunday. Yeah, I'll risk it because
Yeah.
it's like why not? I
Yeah,
mean,
you got a hotel room, you're done with your activities for the day.
yeah, I got plenty of Imodium back at the hotel room. I'm good. I can pill up and regulate. But it's like if I'm leaving the next day, or if we're 24 to 30, 24 to 24 to 48 hours out, or 36 hours out, whatever the hell it is, I'm like, nope, generic.
You know what's going to be the best though? I hope that we get one of those comments about they didn't even review the movie.
I mean, we can talk about it now.
I hope we get the comment. It's going to be hilarious.
I mean, the reality is if they haven't seen Roadhouse, if they were looking for something to talk about, like just watch the damn movie. It's nothing like the Patrick Swayze one. I almost wish
that's because I don't remember shot for shot. I remember the broad strokes of the Patrick Swayze one, but
even the broad strokes really didn't cover this. I mean, I get the
concept. There was I think the thing that matches is a badass bouncer, and then there's something else underlined going on with the bar.
Right. Right. Rich guy trying to do dirty shit.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Somebody called it the best when they said they should have just named it something else. I mean, because I get it. They wanted to call it Roadhouse and kind of piggyback on the nostalgia, and it wasn't the same movie, but it was the same concept.
Right.
But who cares,
and it was like I thought it was kind of cool, and I thought they did well in the fight scenes, but like the one that took me out of it is like Conor McGregor. His guy was just so over the top. It's like,
oh yeah,
like I don't know if he can't act or they told him to act like that.
Oh, he can't act for sure.
Yeah, it's like,
but I'm sure they told him like, listen, you can't act, just be this guy.
Yeah, and it was just it took me all the way out. Every scene, because you could have had him come in and just be a straight up badass without. He's like a caricature of a badass,
right? Which honestly, I didn't have a problem with, only because I was like, like the movie is so fake.
Yeah,
like the guy that got eaten by a crocodile.
Yeah.
Okay, there are no crocodiles in Florida. There's alligators. Crocodiles are in Africa.
Yeah.
In South America, maybe. I don't know. They might not have crocodiles. But we have no crocodiles here in Florida. We have alligators. So looky here.
Kathy's the only one that ever watches the movies for homework.
Yeah.
I salute you for it.
Yeah. I enjoyed the movie.
Fun, but that was really the only thing that took me out. I thought like the fight scenes were cool, and he was just a smarmy dude for good reason. I mean,
I think the thing that kind of like when you look at like his acting in this movie, and there again, we don't know how much is direction and how much is like, I'm gonna do this. I don't think he brought the level of intensity.
Right.
Where, when you say you don't want to make me angry. Like that line was captured in a movie a long time ago. Don't make him angry. You don't want to see him when he's angry. And like to say that it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna do that, you need to take that personality up a notch. And
Yeah.
he just stayed, his acting is always kind of flat, which I can appreciate. I have no problem with, but kind of lose that line, you know.
I think he gave the performance they probably paid him for.
Yes,
It's like because he can be a really good actor,
100%.
but I think that it's just like, hey, like no one gives a shit about this movie, really. Like we're
I
just
think
trying
they do.
to
I
soon.
think
The people putting it, I don't know that they just didn't put enough work into it. I mean, it
no.
could have been awesome. It could have been like, I'm not going to say it could have been Top Gun Maverick, but it could have been 50% of that.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Other than just a bubblegum western.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, I think what I thought was the best scene in the movie was when the little girl at the beginning totally clowns the whole movie.
Yeah.
When she's like, "So you're a west this is a western?
Yeah.
You're the guy that rides into town with
Mm.
no name to fix." I'm like, "Holy shit, she's right. She's totally right." And she's freaking clowning the movie before they even start the movie. Holy shit.
Which kind of puts you, I think doing that is good because it lets you know about the seriousness of the movie.
Yeah.
They're just messing around here. It's not a shot for shot remake. It's not even really a remake at all. It's just loosely in line
Yeah.
with the story that they told before.
Right.
Yeah.
Walks around like cocaine bear. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, he was basically that. And his acting was terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
So I thought the coolest part was the opening scene where Post Malone
yeah.
is fighting and kicking everyone's ass. And he's like, he sees him take it. He's like, I'm not fighting him.
Yeah. Yeah. So he takes the money and walks away without even have to fight. And then the guy stabs him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even react to that.
Yeah.
He just takes the stab and then glues himself together. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. He gets stabbed. And he's like, are you sure this is what you want to do?
Yeah.
Something
And,
like that. Yeah.
and it was the one guy when he punches him in the neck and he's like, oh, you're okay. You're gonna die now. And it's like, oh, okay.
Well, when he
Like,
straight up killed the dude, I was like, whoa, this is a turn. Okay.
well, they made him angry.
Yeah. Exactly.
They put
I
baby
even-
in a corner.
back to your point, I didn't see that that level of emotion raise up. So I'm like, oh well.
Yeah,
he
he
kicked
was
her
just
ass, and it's like, no,
yeah,
he
he's
murdered him.
flat through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, shit. There we go.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. Like if you watch those guys, the two new action guys, I can't because you have him and you have the other guy that was in that other Netflix one where he's like, his name is Six.
Yeah.
Ryan was so one of them's Ryan's Gosling, and I don't remember who the other one is.
Are you talking about one of the Liam brothers?
No, the other. No, none of the Liam brothers. No, it's.
Are you thinking of Ryan Reynolds?
No.
I'm thinking of 6 Underground.
Yeah, no. Shit.
Are you the dude from I don't have money, but what I do have is a special set of skills.
You're thinking of Liam Neeson.
Yeah, is that who?
No. No, I was thinking of
Jason Statham.
No, he's a young guy like that. He played his character was Six, and he was the Gray Man.
That was Ryan Gosling, wasn't it?
So and then, well, who was what's the other dude's name that was in this one?
That's Jake Gyllenhaal.
All right, so you got Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Gosling.
Right.
They basically play the same role in all their movies, where they're, where it's like when they play action, they're very subdued characters. Like their blood pressure never gets above like 5.
Right.
And it's like for some reason that's the new action hero, where it's like, hey, what's up? I'm gonna kill everybody in the room.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
because I think it fits the new, like the way kids are nowadays, or young people are nowadays. They're kind of subdued like that.
Yeah, I'm a subdued badass. Where it's like yippee ki yay, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like woo, Bruce Willis blows shit up. Does and they're almost surprised when they when they hurt. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna make it, but don't worry, I don't care.
Although I do appreciate Ryan Gosling in Driver. That's the first like nonchalant kind of one that I remember, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like this is cool. Like he doesn't want to kill these people, and sometimes he doesn't even mean to do it.
Right.
It happened.
Right. But it's all just like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just find that weird that that's what, we were talking about at work today because it's like, you know, obviously Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger were like my guys. Those were my superhero guys. Yeah, it's 25 minutes away. Exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
all right, that's good. But it's like now, these guys are becoming, somebody's like guy.
Yeah.
And Fernando's point was, yeah, but they have to compete with all the YouTubers. I was like, yeah, I got that. But there's famous and there's infamous. And like these guys are way above any YouTuber will ever be. I mean,
Right.
don't get me wrong. I mean, like, yes, if Mr. Beast is in the room and Ryan Gosling is in the room, depending on your male or female, you might feel different about them.
Right.
But it's strange how
Well, these
we
guys go across generations. So every person, even our age, will know Mr. Beast,
yeah.
But Ryan Gosling, they're gonna be like, oh, The Notebook or whatever. So it's order of magnitude.
Yeah,
More
bigger.
famous, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, because Fernando was like, oh, Sebastian, he's 8 years old, man. Mr. Beast is the world. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, he's never watched Ryan Gosling movies, so to
These are
him,
the
he's
best
nobody.
speakers he's ever heard.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
like,
they probably are the best speakers you ever heard. But there's more speakers out there, believe it or not.
no,
Yeah.
no, there's not. Anyways, it was an entertaining movie.
Yeah.
Love it, hate it, whatever. It's
I
not. It wasn't worth talking about.
Yeah. Dude,
But-
I've been watching, and we won't get into it. We get into it next week since we got a lot of catching up to do. But Fallout on Amazon,
Oh, is that out?
dude, the whole season. They dropped the whole season. I'm not finished with it,
Oh,
but like if you like the aesthetic of Fallout, I don't know if you.
I've watched the previews for it though. I didn't know it was
It's
finally
like
out.
1950s, but advanced technology.
Yeah.
But everything's still the aesthetics and the vibes of the 50s.
Yeah, I love that shit.
And like it is to the video, and the video game had the same aesthetic, and it is like so. It might be better than The Last of Us as being true to the source material, but
Really?
still good for anybody to watch. So
I'll tell you what. Why don't we watch that then? Because I'll watch that.
yeah,
Tomorrow.
it's like there's 8 episodes. The first one's a little over an hour. The rest of them are about 45 to 50 minutes.
I'll catch a couple. I'll try to catch a couple episodes.
Just catch what you can, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, because I have another crazy weekend. Yeah. So last night I had to drive out to Disney.
Yeah,
because I'm doing another run with Haley, so I had to go there, get my running bib this morning, then drive home, go to work. I got to drive back over there Saturday night after work, so I can get up at the 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, 3 o'clock in the morning, do the run, and then drive home, so I can be back to work on Monday. But next weekend, I don't have anything to do next weekend. I get to just relax or work on a PowerPoint.
You go somewhere.
What's that?
And then the next weekend after that, you go somewhere.
Next weekend after that, I'm on a plane again to Arizona.
There you go.
So,
all right.
Life in the fast lane.
Fallout. Watch it, y'all.
Thanks, guys, for watching. As always, you have a wonderful night. We'll luckily see you next week. We'll talk about whatever that movie was called.
Fallout.
Fallout. There we go.
See ya.